Hey everyone, and welcome back to Repo. Have you ever forgotten a comma in an email or missed a period at the end of a sentence? It's usually no big deal. But in the world of computer programming, a single misplaced character can have catastrophic consequences. From rockets veering off course to entire financial systems grinding to a halt, a tiny software bug can cost millions, and sometimes even billions of dollars. Today, we're counting down the 10 most expensive and disastrous coding errors in history. You won't believe how a few lines of bad code led to these epic failures. Let's get started. Coming in at number 10 is the Mariner 1 spacecraft. Back in 1962, NASA launched the Mariner 1 probe, with its destination set for Venus. This was a landmark mission, intended to be the first ever planetary flyby. The rocket lifted off from Cape Canaveral, and for a few minutes, everything seemed perfect. But then, disaster struck. The rocket began to deviate from its intended flight path, behaving erratically. Fearing it might crash into a populated area, Mission Control had no choice but to send the self-destruct command, blowing the spacecraft and its precious cargo to smithereens just 293 seconds after launch. The cause? A single missing hyphen in the guidance software. A programmer had omitted a single overbar in one of the handwritten equations, which was then transcribed incorrectly into the code. This tiny error turned a multi-million-dollar mission into a spectacular firework display, costing an estimated $18.5 million at the time, which is over $180 million in today's money. It's a classic example of how a tiny typo can lead to a massive failure. At number 9, we have the AT&T network collapse of 1990. On January 15, 1990, a single switch at one of AT&T's network centers in New York crashed and then rebooted. This was a normal recovery procedure. But what happened next was anything but normal. The recovered switch sent out a signal to other switches in the network. Due to a flaw in a recent software update, this signal triggered a cascading failure, causing switches across the country to crash and reboot in a relentless cycle. For 9 agonizing hours, the entire AT&T long-distance network was paralyzed. Over 75 million phone calls failed, bringing businesses, emergency services, and personal communications to a standstill. The bug was traced back to a single misplaced break statement in the C programming language within the new software. The financial cost was estimated at around $60 million in lost revenue, but the damage to AT&T's reputation as the reliable network was immeasurable. Next up, at number 8, is the infamous Therac 25 radiation therapy machine. Between 1985 and 1987, this machine was involved in one of the most tragic software failures in medical history. The Therac 25 was designed to treat patients with beams of radiation. The machine had 2 modes, a low-power electron beam and a high-power X-ray mode. In X-ray mode, a metal target was supposed to be placed in the path of the beam to produce the X-rays. However, a software bug known as a race condition meant that if a skilled operator entered commands too quickly, the machine could fire its high-power beam without the protective target in place. This resulted in patients being exposed to massive overdoses of radiation, sometimes hundreds of times the intended dose. At least 6 patients received these overdoses, leading to severe injuries and, in 3 cases, their deaths. It was a horrifying reminder that software bugs in critical systems are not just about money, they can have life-or-death consequences. At number 7, we revisit the world of space exploration with the Ariane 5 rocket explosion. On June 4, 1996, the European Space Agency launched its brand-new, billion-dollar Ariane 5 rocket on its maiden voyage. The launch was meant to showcase Europe's dominance in the commercial satellite launch market. Just 37 seconds after liftoff, the rocket veered sharply off course and, under the strain of aerodynamic forces, disintegrated in a massive explosion. The unmanned rocket and its payload of 4 scientific satellites, worth $500 million, were destroyed. The investigation revealed a shocking software error. The rocket's guidance system had inherited code from its predecessor, the Ariane 4. However, the Ariane 5 was much faster. The software tried to convert a 64-bit floating point number representing the rocket's horizontal velocity into a 16-bit signed integer. Because the number was too large, it caused an overflow error, and the entire guidance system shut down. This data conversion error cost the European Space Agency an estimated $500 million. For number 6, we have the Knight Capital Group's trading glitch. On the morning of August 1, 2012, financial markets were thrown into chaos by one of the biggest trading firms on Wall Street, Knight Capital. A new piece of trading software was deployed, and it went catastrophically wrong. The software was supposed to test a new algorithm but was accidentally activated on the live market. It began executing a storm of erratic, high-speed trades, buying and selling millions of shares in over 150 different companies at a furious pace. The algorithm was essentially buying high and selling low, repeatedly, and losing money on every single transaction. In just 45 minutes, Knight Capital had lost an astonishing $440 million. The company was on the brink of collapse and had to be saved by a last-minute bailout from other financial firms. The cause was traced to old and used code being mistakenly reactivated during the new software deployment, a digital ghost in the machine that nearly brought down a Wall Street giant. Cracking our top 5 is the Pentium FDIV bug. In 1994, a professor at Lynchburg College, Thomas Nicely, discovered a flaw in Intel's brand new and highly promoted Pentium processor. He found that the chip would produce incorrect results for certain floating-point division calculations. Initially, Intel downplayed the issue, stating that the bug would only affect the average user once every 27,000 years. However, the public and the scientific community were not convinced. The bug became a public relations nightmare for the tech giant. As pressure mounted, particularly after major clients like IBM halted shipments of Pentium-based PCs, Intel was forced to act. The company announced a full recall, offering to replace every flawed Pentium processor for free. The total cost of this recall and the associated loss in revenue and stock value was estimated to be around $475 million, a painful lesson in corporate transparency and the importance of rigorous quality assurance. At number 4, we have the Y2K bug, also known as the Millennium bug. This wasn't a single error but a widespread design flaw that created global panic in the late 1990s. For decades, to save precious computer memory, programmers had been representing years with just 2 digits, like 98 foot 4 1998. The problem was what would happen when the year 2000 arrived. Would computers interpret 2000 foot as 1900 or 2000? Experts feared that this ambiguity could cause critical systems worldwide to fail, affecting everything from banking and power grids to air traffic control and government records. An unprecedented global effort was launched to find and fix the vulnerable code. Governments and corporations spent an astronomical amount of money upgrading their systems. While the predicted apocalypse never happened on January 1, 2000, that's because of the immense effort put into remediation. The estimated cost of fixing the Y2K bug ranges from $300 billion to $600 billion globally, making it one of the most expensive software fixes of all time. Coming in at number 3 is the lost crypto wallet saga. Unlike a single event, this is an ongoing tragedy in the world of cryptocurrency, where a simple mistake can lead to a fortune vanishing forever. One of the most famous cases involves a man who stored the private keys to his digital wallet, containing 7,500 bitcoins, on a hard drive. He accidentally threw that hard drive away in 2013. Today, those bitcoins would be worth hundreds of millions of dollars. He has spent years and millions of dollars trying to get permission to excavate the landfill where the hard drive is buried, but so far, he's had no luck. This isn't a bug in the traditional sense, but a catastrophic user error in managing a critical piece of data, the private key. Countless similar stories exist, from forgotten passwords to faulty hardware, resulting in an estimated 20% of all Bitcoin in circulation being permanently lost. The total value of this lost crypto is estimated to be well over $100 billion, a staggering sum locked away forever due to simple human error and the unforgiving nature of decentralized systems. Our runner-up, at number 2, is the 2008 financial crisis. While the crisis had many complex causes, including risky lending practices, software played a significant and often overlooked role. The financial models used to price complex derivatives like collateralized debt obligations, or CDOs, were fundamentally flawed. One of the most widely used formulas was David Lee's Gaussian copula function. This formula was used to model risk, but it made a critical and ultimately disastrous assumption that the housing markets in different areas were not strongly correlated. The models treated a potential downturn in Florida as largely independent of one in California. When the housing bubble burst, this assumption proved catastrophically wrong. Foreclosures swept the nation in a correlated wave, causing the value of these CDOs to plummet. The flawed models had given banks a false sense of security, encouraging them to take on far more risk than they realized. The resulting crash wiped out an estimated $19.2 trillion in household wealth in the US alone, a monumental failure amplified by flawed code. And finally, at number 1, the most expensive coding error in history is the Soviet Early Warning System false alarm. On September 26, 1983, during the height of the Cold War, a Soviet satellite system reported that the United States had launched 5 nuclear missiles. The alarms blared, and the system's screen flashed a terrifying launch warning. The protocol was clear: the Soviet Union was to immediately launch a full-scale retaliatory nuclear strike. The fate of the world rested on the shoulders of one man, Lieutenant Colonel Stanislav Petrov. He was the duty officer at the command center, and it was his job to verify the threat and inform his superiors. But Petrov had a gut feeling that something was wrong. The system was reporting only 5 missiles, not the massive, all-out attack he would have expected. He judged it to be a false alarm, a bug in the system, and went against protocol, reporting it as a system malfunction. He was right. The satellites had mistaken the reflection of sunlight off high-altitude clouds for missile launches. A simple coding flaw in how the system interpreted satellite data had brought the world to the brink of nuclear annihilation. While the financial cost is zero, the potential cost was everything. Petrov's calm judgment in the face of a catastrophic software bug literally saved the world. So there you have it, from lost rockets to near apocalypses, a look at the most disastrous and expensive coding errors ever. It's a powerful reminder that in our increasingly digital world, the code that runs our lives needs to be written with the utmost care. What did you think of our list? Did we miss any big ones? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this interesting, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to Repo for more deep dives into the world of technology. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.